Welcome to The Artist Matters. I'm Alex Rudy, and each week you will meet incredible artists from all walks of life. Filmmakers, writers, actors, painters, musicians, and so many more, sharing their stories to motivate and inspire the creative in you. Whether you're doing it for fun or looking to make a living, this show will help you on your journey to bring out the artist within and letting the world know that your art matters. Welcome one and all to The Artist Matters. I'm Alex Rudy, back with you in August. Yes, it has been a very active summer with the granddaughter here. And her time here is winding down, and she's going to be heading back up north. She will be missed. And that's the way it is. When you live far away, you have to make the time to get in there and spend it with the people you love and care about, and any other activities you want to do. It's making that time. And even finding the time to record episodes for the podcast. I even interviewed 2 people while my granddaughter was here. I had to find the time to get them in there. I want to stay ahead of the game. And that's what I'm doing. And here we go with the latest episode. We have Clarissa Castillo-Ramsey. Clarissa is an all-around artist, which includes painting, writing, some graphic design, making greeting cards, and also now recently a vision board workshop instructor. She does a lot. And she even was doing piano when she was a young girl. And the guitar. But as what tends to happen to many of us, life gets in the way. Or you also feel that you can't make a living at your art, so you push it to the side and try other stuff. Which she did. She was in retail management. She did a few other things, but it wasn't working. And that nudge, that lure of doing art called her back. And she went to the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, California. And then eventually to the Platt College. And from there, how she found inspiration from other artists to push her to take classes, go on art retreats, even do some art journaling. And you'll hear about her process of how she does her art and how she does her vision board workshops. There is a lot, and it's so much. So let me not waste a single moment and let you hear it from the artist herself. Without further ado, here is my chat with Clarissa Castillo-Ramsey. Hey everybody, here we've got Clarissa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, finally, it's good. All the way from California.
Oh, yes.
Well, thank you for being on the show, and let's get into this. Let's begin at the beginning. Where were you born?
Where was I born? I was born in Detroit, Michigan.
Hey, good old Michigander.
Yeah, yes, and lived there for 5 years, and then my family moved to Texas.
Texas? Why to go to Texas?
Why Texas? Great question. My parents are both doctors, physicians, and there was a huge need for doctors in Southeast Texas in the late 70s. And they had friends down there, and their friends convinced them to move. And so that's how we ended up in Texas.
Okay, you're in Texas. So did you have some early creative outlets?
Yeah, it was drawing, it was painting, early on. And this is in my Michigan days. So I was, 4 or 5, and I just loved to draw, loved to paint. My brother is 2 years younger than me, and I got him involved too. My parents bought me this huge stand-up easel, A-frame, 2 sides. I had one side. My brother was on the other side. And we just loved to paint together, draw together. And as a child, I also had an active imagination. So I like to make up stories and kind of act out. Really, it just was me on the stage with my imaginary, actors and props around me. And so definitely as a very young child, very artistic, definitely saw myself as an artist as a little kid.
Man, I wonder if we ever crossed paths. I lived in Ypsilanti
Okay.
When did we move there, though? I might have been 74. And we lived there till I was 1980. Man, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Hey, that was for me. My favorite gifts were blank sketch pads.
Yes, me too.
People
me
knew.
too. Yeah, and I love to, and I remember I loved in particular drawing animals. I love drawing horses. I love drawing dogs and cats, and was very proud of my drawings and would love to show them to my parents' friends and bring out my little sketch pad at my parents' dinner parties because they really enjoyed entertaining, and I was just very happy to share my artwork with all of them.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Kindred spirits.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you went to Texas, and
yes,
still creating though, still drawing and doing.
Still drawing, still creating. And what I remember about drawing when we moved was I don't know why, but I just was in love with the Ralph Lauren polo symbol. And I don't know if you remember all that, but I was, for whatever reason, just obsessed with that little horse and polo man. And I just remember copying that logo over and over and over again, and people thought it was cool. And so anyway, I just kind of remember that. And then also by the time we were in Texas, late 70s, early 80s, there were all the little friendship pins that people did. So kind of like jewelry, crafty jewelry. So I kind of got into that as well. And it was just something that I traded with my friends. And continued to draw, continued to really enjoy art classes. And another thing that I remember, in that phase of my life was also enjoying writing. So creating stories and just drafting out different stories.
What kinds?
Making up stories, just about, from what I remember, because that's, I don't remember as well as the art, but just stories about life and about people, and I remember being in probably like the first or second grade, and just writing out a story, and then the teacher correcting it, and I just. And I didn't really understand like the directions or what the purpose of this project was. So she corrected it. I rejected it. And I just created my own. I just created new stories. And I just remember getting in trouble because it was, not what the teacher wanted.
Yeah.
So, I do remember having a lot of those kind of episodes where I just kind of did my own thing, when it came to creative writing. But that is something that I also remember fondly. And music was another thing. So my mom forced me to take piano. I'm Asian, I'm Filipino, so that's kind of a thing where you're, at least with my friends and in our community, it was like almost every kid had to take piano lessons.
Wow.
So yeah, so I was, kind of forced into it. And initially, actually, to be honest, when I started, I really enjoyed it. And I think it was really the teacher that I had. And I just remember taking it on pretty quickly. And then we moved within Texas to another city. So I had to get a new piano teacher, and it was just different. And she was a little bit more strict. She had her method. And I just remember kind of going, being interviewed by her, and my mom was there too, and just bringing the pieces that I was working on as a little kid. And she almost couldn't believe it. She was like, these pieces seem a little bit advanced, for somebody your age. And I just remember thinking, well, I don't know. This is what I played. This is what I did. Yeah. And so to be honest, I just kind of like, that was a point where I didn't really like it so much, but I stuck through it. I stuck through it for my mom and dad because I felt like it was very important to them to pursue this piano training. And come to find out, my mom was forced to play the piano, and then she eventually quit and just stopped. And so I'm putting words in her mouth, but I think she just kind of wanted to foster that and keep me in it and stick through it and learn a new skill. And so I did stick with it through grade school, through half of high school. And then my sophomore year, I guess I was given the choice to just continue or stop. And at that point, I wanted to stop.
Did you have a piano at the house?
We did.
You did?
Yes, we did. We had a piano at the house. And and then my sister was also enrolled. My sister's 5 years younger than me. So my brother, and then I have a brother in the middle, 2 years younger than me, and he didn't have to take it. So it was just the girls. It was just the girls who had to take it. And after I quit piano, I became interested in guitar. I thought, so I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I had an electric guitar? And, I'm in high school, and I just thought, that would be something wonderful to learn how to play, and maybe I could be in a band. And so I took lessons probably for about maybe 2 years, so maybe rounding out through high school. I'm not quite, that's a little bit more foggy for me. And then I just lost interest and stopped. So kind of just, that's kind of been my artistic
musical
background,
journey.
music, arts through high school. Yeah, so that was Texas.
So how much longer were you in Texas?
So I finished high school, and when it was time to go to college, because I knew I wanted to go to college, and I also knew that was expected of me. So I was like, you know what? I think it's time to move. I think it's time for me to spread my wings and